On a 4-block stretch of Melrose Avenue on Saturday night, November 12th, the literary lovers of Los Angeles gathered to listen, explore, and share at the Melrose Bellow, a free literary festival.
For dawn. Wisps and spumes spiraling up. Warm splotch in my belly spreading, cognac on my lips. Your massaging hands over my shoulders. Baby, you are my storm liquor. My damn bust blanket, bank on it. We've seen storms before. We've been warned regardless.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, you're awesome.
Spiraling up.
Yes.
Forget it. What never ends is longing, the ache to be filled wholly, to feel holy in the ecstasy of what makes us remember we are sinners, but not because we are naked and not because we are fucking, but because in an instant, life could be made inside me. What they're all afraid to face is that the ability to give birth makes women closer to God than men.
Poets, storytellers, personal essayists, short story writers, comedians, musicians, and a magician performed at 13 various Melrose Bellow locations. An enthusiastic and appreciative crowd showed up to hear the multitude of voices from a number of Los Angeles groups. It was a fantastic evening filled with moments of laughter and introspection.
We're working with it. So Rant and Rave is an ongoing art project where prose finds voice. It's a curated and uncensored show. Now in its 7th season, we pick a prompt every month, and then we gather together a group of about 6 writers and give them a topic and a time limit.
At a certain point, you're as close to justice as you're gonna get. Now, I'm fighting to keep it together because this woman's self-satisfied tone suggests she's doing me a favor. You ain't giving me money. That's my money. And I can't fight this feeling that in a couple weeks I'm gonna check my account and my money ain't gonna be there. See, that 40 acres and a mule, that wasn't a gift. That was restitution. And it never showed up in our accounts. I always laugh when the likes of Paul Ryan suggest that black people are lazy. Lazy? Even if black people were lazy, which we ain't, so what? We are talking about 400 years of free labor. Do you know how many vacation days we have accrued?
The events took place in local businesses on Melrose. The venues seem random: Debonair, a barbershop, LA Eyeworks, Hutch Remodeling. It emphasized that literary arts happen everywhere, not just in art galleries and museums.
No turn signal, uneaten sandwiches, mugshot, cigarette, garbage bag. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. What happened to Sandra Bland? What song was she listening to at the moment she changed lanes? What thoughts were on her mind? What if she was white? In the solitude of the cell, in living hell of forced confinement, in those hours, those hours, those hours, those days, a country's Netflix.
#morbid thoughts. I was in the middle of another long drawn out texting feud with Christian about my Facebook when I got the call from Mom. I knew something was wrong right away because she actually greeted me with a hello and how you doing, instead of the usual business phone calls we conduct these days, where I say hello and she asks me if I've activated my new bank card yet. What's wrong, Mom? You sound funny. Well, my sweetheart, her voice sounded calm and weird, I was over at your Tita Feli's house picking up the sewing machine I needed to borrow for the curtains I have to fix. My phone kept ringing, but I couldn't answer it because, oh my God, Mom, what happened? Hashtag so annoyed. Well, baby, now with the babies. Your Lola passed away this morning. You can trust me. I don't fuck with those squares at school. Don't worry. Have to sleep now. Love you. Send me pic. He doesn't mean a pic of me smiling or blowing a kiss. He wants that kind of pic that will turn him on. This happens a lot more often these days now that I'm away, but whatever. I have to keep his mind off these girls back home too. I leave the den and go to the bathroom, prop my phone up against the sink and take my shirt off. I lean forward, give my boobs a squeeze, and I pucker my lips at the camera. It only took me 3 pics to get it right. Hashtag duckfacepro. Hashtag selfie queen. Hashtag is this all I'm good for?
This one I'm going to read first is called The Day After. My mother called today to check if my papers were up to date. She's done this for years. As children, I remember this was the litmus test for when things looked their bleakest. She would dig through her dresser, always the top drawer, under my dad's underwear, with a stack of documents held together by a thick rubber band. Passports, the green cards with my 12-year-old face, dog-eared letters that followed us through Miami as we made our way west to California. This was the snatch and grab pile that meant we were moving or had to travel across country to a new place, but it was always a fearful time. Today she had fear in her voice like when I was 12 again, and we had to get out of another house before the sheriffs came. Funny thing about immigrants, when things get serious, we clutch close what means the most, our children and our papers, our silence that can make us almost invisible, almost. This morning at the donut shop, I saw a Mexican family I see most mornings. There was no hola, just the mother holding her baby's heads close to her chest and sprinting silently. I winked at the baby, knowing their movements all too well.
When my son was born, this is called Circumstance. On a Monday in September, connecting the body becomes a standoff. Pain, the first indication something is happening. Learning how to paint or how to assemble a stroker. My eyes aspire of trouble. My hands can only trap the dirt. Your mother knows the elements of order. Her body, a vessel with 2 captains. Arms and eyes, waist and neck, head and hair, hers and yours. What is shared is the ability to breathe. Unbutton the body and take out another, your body, like a clot in her body. A fable is pushing itself out instead of you. How the next thing happens is forgotten in a blink. No severing, but still too much for my eyes. Then a head is out. Her body without incision. Your head is out, in front and forward marching. Next, a shoulder, an elbow, the thick sternum and legs. Your body says, boy. Your anatomy, a range of mountains up and down from neck to tail, transition throughout, even in a name. And when we say your name, you become you, and music starts. Your mother passing you, watch his head, blood and baby come towards me all at once. An orchestra of nurses and doctors in full crescendo, keeping up with your mother's conducting, the visible air, heavy chaos, charts in and out of the room, clash and clank, metal on metal, the keys of a flute, a French horn, a sax, your mother pushing the last notes of her out into the world, the day. Meanwhile, someone says part of her has dropped to the floor. There must be a cluster of white, of walls, of robes, mixing with the red of her blood, but I can't see because I am holding you. This is called Love Letter to Rashida Jones. Dear, dear Rashida, I could spend the next 3 days browsing through images of just your hair. Half white, half black strands of kindness, brunette streaks by day, turned slang at prime time, but this would be mere fandom. And what I need is advice from my daughter, who is all cherry coke and a pack of bubble gum. All dust and chipped fingernails. I imagine she is you at 12, discreetly claiming all parts Peggy and Quincy. Caramel freckles between a disarray of preteen brows. What my daughter knows of herself, she loves. Both the fight and the funk found in her unsettling curls. She coils into a nest of family stories made calm by water or tears. Like your name, she knows she can't hide what makes her. I'm ethnic, I've heard you say, to an industry that buys itself tan, brushing away both your white and blackness. She gets this. She gets your ease when correcting negligence. She gets that it could be a simple hand waving across sand and stone. It could be as slight as good manners. Dearest Rashida, like you, her smile can correct any ignorance. But I know it takes more than tricks and magic for a walnut and honey-skinned girl whose half and half blood swirls through my coffee-dark skin and at times away from it. Will she wince when we talk about lynchings or Tupac or Sandra Bland? Will she know they were not accidents or casualties of a quiet war? What is being waged against her blood is as loud as genocide. My responsibility is not an empty basket. I'm only asking because she's so close to turning us off just to see your syndicated smile glow from house to house. When she speaks of you, she verifies your facts to hers. She dreams they are a dandelion away. And I know this is supposed to be a love letter, so I'll beg. I need you, Rashida. Please tell her that black bodies are a blessing, like rain, like cinnamon, like Tupac and Sandra Bland.
Melrose Bellow is a series of literary events and readings that reflect the multicultural makeup of Los Angeles with a diverse and eclectic mix of ages, race, and persuasions.